first I have to introduce Mr. J. Alexander, founder of Fubu. We're coming on the platform today to talk about what opportunity exists for artists, entrepreneurs, people in the community who needs to find out what else they can do for extra income. And we have Mr. Dr. Dentley, which is extraordinary. He does so much in the community, specifically giving artists like myself opportunities such as I have a 2-year exclusive contract with him. I've never really spoken about it with his network, giving me an opportunity to have a platform to do my art, to be who I'm supposed to be on this planet. So I have 2 of my favorite people, men that I respect and look up to, and we're gonna talk on opportunities. What do we do in this time of turmoil, trouble? Mr. J. Alexander, founder of Fubu, I want to hear from you because I respect you and I love your mind. Your crown is so beautiful. So I want to hear what can you advise the community right now?
Well, I mean, I think what we all should have learned is, to have more than one, I guess, source of income. And 2, we should have learned that working hard and working smart and saving, because a rainy day can come. And we've all realized at this point that a rainy day came for about a year,
Yeah.
And a lot of people, even in that time that I've spoken to, I've always kind of pushed people to now look at what you really want to do, and not even just that, look at things that you've, figured that maybe you can't do, or, the key word, I guess, to this whole thing is diversify.
Yeah.
And a lot of people just get complacent about what they're doing, and they don't really push the needle or things like that. So even with me, even what I did, like I wrote a book. Actually, I wrote a book prior to that, but I wrote another book during COVID.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So things like that. I also started studying for real estate. Not that I really needed it, but again, it's to kind of push my mind and push the envelope.
Yeah.
And again, life isn't as simple as, apple pie, or as simple as 1, 2, 3. You really always have to kind of keep yourself, challenged and pushing yourself to the next level, and doing more than one thing at a time, especially if you have a job. A lot of times too, people just look at their job, they go home, they go to work, they go home, they go, and that rigmarole, that constant, you get kind of complacent and thinking that that's just it. No, you got to look at that as you're a boss. You're the boss. You're the boss of you. You're the boss of yourself. So with that concept, you turn around and look at that job as you being the boss. And in turn, you utilize those things that you're doing and turn around and building something else on the side. A lot of times, even when business and life, people go, how do you start your business? I started it. And it's just as simple as that, just starting something and completing it, and not even to completing, because it's not actually completed. It's you just keep going and going and going and going and going. And again, we've been going and going and going for almost 30 years at this point, as far as food is concerned and clothing.
How do you keep going? I want to know, because, okay, as you know, my family was small business entrepreneur. Like, You've been in this game for a while. So how do you keep going without stopping? What?
Well, I have a weird, and I can say it's weird because anything you think is weird is that most people don't relate to, because a lot of books teach you about goals and make sure you have your goal and make sure you have your goal. But I don't kind of think that way as far as goals is concerned. I think more in direction, and why I say direction is because if I'm just going to keep going in that direction, I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to keep working, and I'm going to keep working hard to get there. If I have a goal, you get to that point where you want to be at, and then you stop. But for me, I don't ever want to stop. I want to keep driving it and pushing the needle.
Mm-hmm. Well, for me, I think for me, it's more, you guys have accomplished your dreams to the next level, to the point now you're helping people like me accomplish my dream. So for me, my goal is to be helpful in the world. That I don't, whichever way, if it's a show, if it's through modeling, whatever. So I just wanted to kind of get in your crown, in your mind, to see what maybe I can pick up, something from your teaching that keeps you. You wake up. Let me tell you, Mr. Dentley, Mr. J. Alexander wakes up every day so early, and he's always in the same motivational. Like if he's off for one day, it's like major. And he's not the only one. Keith is like that also from Fubu. How did he do it?
If you always challenge yourself and you're always working, once you put, it's almost like this. Once I look at everything like I blew the bridge up behind me. I can't go back. So I got to keep going. And I have to, and that's just how I look at things. It's better for me, and it's not good for other people, because some people need a safety net. I'm gonna keep this going. I'm a acquired taste. I'm not necessarily, for everybody.
Right. So I also know, a lot of people may not know that. I know you have a network. Fubu has a network, like television, radio. How do artists like myself or other artists, if they want to get on? By the way, Jay Alexander, if you run into him in the street, you're gonna be hooked up. He's very helpful. But I want to know, like, so people can know, like, how can they either join what you guys are doing? How do you guys perceive, getting the community involved, and especially in the arts? Artists right now, it's really tough because a lot of people are not doing a lot, so we have to get creative, which I'm gonna jump into with Mr. Dentley in a minute.
I look at it like this. Sometimes it's not about you needing someone else to get you where you're going. It's about you focusing your mind to get you where you're going. Because again, a lot of people look for someone to be their mentor. I don't look for mentors. And when someone tells me, can you be my mentor? No. I mean, could I mentor them? I tell them no. And they look at me like I'm crazy, but I'll tell them no. I said, no, you could be a strategic advisor. You could be, we could have a strategic relationship, and we could talk back and forth, because now I'm bringing my concept together with your concept. Because I look at things like this. Everyone goes in their own direction. You go the way you're going, right? If you're looking for me to tell you what you need to do, or you're looking for me to push you to go somewhere, no, you need to push yourself and keep going that direction, because my blessing is what I've done, and your blessing is what you've done.
Yeah, but
so following my direction, my point is this: following my direction is not going to get you to where you're going to go. Following your direction is going to get you where you need to go.
Yes, I agree with that. And I think that's probably why it's so hard for me to kind of place myself as an artist, because Lutza has her own vision. But along the way, like you said, going in the direction, I run into kings like you, like Mr. Dentley. You guys drop ideas, concept, connect me with the next person. That helps. I may not.
Strategic partnership. It goes back and forth. You may be talking to me, and then you may say something, and then we're back and forth. But now we're both standing at the same starter gate. We're both doing the same thing, right? So for me to turn around and tell you, you have to wait for me to finish telling you what you do, so now you can go off and do it. No, you do what you do, right? And you do it the best way you can, because that's what God or whatever you believe in put inside you to.
That is absolutely true.
So I can't be your destiny, and nor can you be mine. Somebody will say, oh, how do you balance all of what I'm doing? I just do it. Maybe you can't balance 5 different things. So stop trying to do what I'm doing. Try to do what you're doing.
Exactly.
And you're gonna do.
But in the process of the doing, I do believe, because you reach such a higher height in all that you're doing, people who are either inspiring to do, to get in the fashion world or the business world, all the things you do, for me at least, when I have conversations with you, we don't have the same vision, but there's things you say that just open other doors to kind of, I don't know how to call it, either inspire me, I won't say mentor, but I do look up to both of you guys because you've accomplished a lot. And there's some things you say that just open doors and make me be like, oh, I never saw it that way. You know what I mean? Like Mr. Dentley said, once he said to me, you are not even halfway to where you're supposed to be, or something of that effect. So, Mr. Dentley, I want to kind of talk to you a little bit. Jay, thank you so much. And one thing I have to say about Jay, I love talking to him. He's a friend, he's family because he's real. I mean, this guy is so real. You know, I remember one time we were talking with this designer and he broke it down. I was like hurting to the realness that he was telling this guy. But that's what we need in the community. People who tell it like it is so we can really move forward and do and be, like he said, be who we're supposed to be, not be somebody else. We don't need copies. We just need originals and uniqueness, really. So Mr. Dentley, Dr. Dentley, I want to hear from you. You are with JD3 TV. That's your baby right now. And that's my family. And that's another avenue for artists to come on and kind of like, you know, show off who they are. So tell us a little bit about it. I mean, the people who are watching us.
Can you hear us?
Huh?
Is he there?
Okay, I have to comment on reply to something that Jay Alexander said. You have to get some clarity because most people suffer from a weakness of attention and a weakness of imagination and a lack of focus and attention on a worthy goal. They don't have clarity on what it is they want and why they want it. And if you look at the world today with all the things happening since COVID-19, and I've lost about 40 people that I knew personally. I've trained over 1 million people in the world as a speaker and through network marketing, but as a professional speaker and one who trained speakers for over a quarter century. There was a lot of calamity in the last couple of years. It was pretty tough, but and some people were able to come to themselves as they spend time with themselves. Because if you look at what's taking place in our world today with technology, you look at the fact that they just sent 2 ships in the same week to space. They're playing around on Mars right now. And everything and every bit of technology that's available now and all the apps that will change the world in the next 3 years. The next 3 years, it's projected that we'll create more billion-dollar companies in the next 3 years than they ever did since the beginning of the smartphone. So right now is opportunity, but we have to be able to see things because a little differently because everything needed to go to Mars, everything needed to go to space, everything that we enjoy, even this computer, this platform, everything to create these things were always here. We just couldn't see it. So now it's about getting some clarity. And at times of calamity, there's always great opportunities. But what are you focusing on? Because what you focus on is what you're going to manifest. And I created JD3 TV because training speakers, doing events, owning 5 different companies, I love the people I work with because I teach them that, your success is in direct alignment with your ability to effectively communicate. To learn how to communicate effectively can get you in some doors and out of some trouble. It's about communication. And communication is also how you establish your brand and the consistency of it. Because marketing can make you money, but branding is where the wealth comes in. Because it's a trusted source. People go there, McDonald's, not because they have the best hamburger, but because you know what you're going to get. 1 trillion served, they're not the best by far, but you know what you're going to get there every single time. And people, we kind of conform as people. So JD3 was really created, Lutza, because as I'm training speakers and nobody can have these live events, people were going virtual. I was living very comfortably on my wife and I on our residuals. We're very blessed in that aspect of it, to have a very strong platform there. But I always look at what's next. It's something Jay said, he doesn't look back, he looks forward. He blows that bridge up. Napoleon burnt their ships down. Because see, people who win in life at a high level, and I look at athletes for an example, I remember when they win a championship game, and before they get off the court, they hold up 2 fingers. 2 fingers is repeat. They haven't even got off the floor this time. They're already looking for the next thing. What's next? How do you win? How do you become a lifelong learner? So JD3 was created to create opportunities for my speakers, for people who are thought leaders, people who were putting a lot of their content on YouTube and Facebook, which is those platforms are fine, but you don't own your data. And most people don't understand that the business model is that your evaluation is based on your database and those analytics data. You have to know who that customer is and have those customers locked into your brand. And you're going to give them incredible value. So we created JD3 TV because when I looked at Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, everybody, Stephen Colbert, everybody, even Trevor Noah is still in his house. Everybody was coming in through, it was coming virtual. So it was a great opportunity, even though for some people, it was the worst possible time in their business. But for some, it was a phenomenal opportunity because I was able to say, okay, I tell you what, we have the relationships, we have the know-how, we have the skill, we have the team, everything else we can learn, and we're financed to do it. We don't have to go borrow anything for it. So let's create a home so people can bring their content here and be able to get their own analytics, get their own data, and let's teach them how to go wealth creation with the one stipulation that we're going to give back to a worthy ideal, because your success could be somebody else's miracle. You know, I come from
oh my gosh,
my PhD is a public high school degree. I have an honorary doctorate degree. I had a D average in high school, and I am here. And I counsel with some of the smartest people in the world, which lets me know that all of us have something to share with everyone. You learn from everybody because everybody you meet, I believe, is a great example or a terrible reminder that teach you who you can become or who you don't want to be. It all matters.
Oh my gosh, Dr. Dentley, it's like, ooh, in the presence of a king. I love listening to you. And it's so true because, well, you know, you've accomplished so much like yourself. And, you know, by the way, Mr. Dentley reached out to me. I just was doing my show on Facebook and YouTube, just minding my business. And he sends me a message. First, I didn't realize who it was. When I went to his page, I was like, oh, that's a dream come true. You know, and he told me so many beautiful things that I know about myself, but I've never had a conversation with him before. It was just a wishful thinking of seeing him and actually having conversations with him, and actually him like reading through me, letting me know who I am, who I already know. And the fact that he went out of his way, he didn't have to create this network. He has enough going on, but to create a platform, like he said, wanting to give back to the people who need it most. I mean, to me, it's my, like he said, what did he say to me? I think you said, Mr. Dentley, your opportunity is my miracle or something like that. And I'm like,
your success
a
is
miracle
somebody
to
else's
you?
miracle.
Yes.
But you know,
So
let's say something.
yeah.
I apologize for interrupting you, but it just dawned on me. I have never reached out to a person on social media before in my entire life.
I know that.
Never
That's how I know it's a miracle.
Never. Yeah. I wrote a book on frequency, the 5 frequencies of high performance. So I'm an energy person. I trust it. You know, my wife and I are in sync. We wake up happy every single day learning. She's a double scientist and a physicist at 40. I'm 63, and I just know how to get paid and have fun and make a difference. You know, so I learned that for everyone who's watching, you can create revenue. You can create money. There's no shortage of money. There's no lack out here. If you have a skill, a value, or anything, you can create it. So we created JD3 TV because you have a child or somebody in your family that's really funny and they think they're a comedian. Well, they can't call Netflix, but they can call us and we'll get them there.
Yes.
You know, we project in 3 years to have 10 million subscribers there. And with that, we'll be able to boost and to be able to feed and serve a lot of different businesses and hopefully try to be the person that people look for, that they can trust, rely upon, and understand and learn the principles so we can share them and we can make
not only
better.
Hopefully, Mr. Dentley, you're totally, I don't connect with everyone. And like I said, you're my miracle. I saw you before online. I saw you, I watched you speak, and my wish was like, wow, I would like to be. And your wife, when I saw her, I was like, oh my gosh, geez, I want them to be my friends. And you know, yeah, it happened. So I totally, I can speak for him. I've been interacting with Mr. Dr. Dentley. He's a real deal. And one thing about him, he has a humility that maybe some people don't even see. Like, he's so cautious on how he treats people. And if I can explain it. You would have to deal with him to know. And he's so helpful. Anything he has as an instrument that can help you go to your next level, he's not just talking words. Like, I'll talk to him and he's like, oh, Lutza, I need you to call this. I need you to remind me to do this. He's really, truly, genuinely concerned about his community and about people who are talented. And like he said, the people he feel the energy is at the right space, he really will pick you up and put you on to some great things. So I have to say that, and I'm thankful for him.
Thank you, but I want to learn more about Jay.
Anything you have to say?
Oh, well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave. I'd love to pick it up again if I can. I have a dinner with one of my licensees at 7 p.m. So I got to get there. I hate being late. You know, it's always better to be early
I
Actually,
told
it's supposed
Mr.
to be
Dentley
early
that.
versus being, late, especially if, they cutting the check. So I'd have to kind of excuse myself. But I'm gonna try to answer one more question, or if you got one more question, I'll try to be brief about it, if you can, and then I'll cut out.
Well, really, all I want you to basically say, you said it. We're thankful, and I told Mr. Dentley, I said, if there's one thing he's gonna do, he's gonna be on time. And yeah, he's about the time, and that is everything in business, and that's respect. So thank you so much. I know how busy you are, your family, your friend. I appreciate you, and I look up to you still. And thank you for coming on with and chatting with the community and with one of our kings. I have two kings with me on this line, and I'm so thankful, extremely blessed. I wish come true. And so now enjoy the rest of the day, Jay. Thank you. We'll talk soon. And I guess Mr. Dentley will chat a little bit and we'll zoom out.
Well, I appreciate it. It's really nice to meet you, sir. If you can hear me, I was saying it's really nice to meet you, sir.
It's a pleasure. The pleasure's mine, man. Look forward to us connecting again. I love to learn. I like to see what you do. I love to celebrate. When you
we'll do this again when I have a little more time. I could schedule an hour out, and then we can really have a good conversation.
Yes, totally. Thank you, Jay. So, Mr. Dentley, I know you also have a super busy schedule. So I am so thankful that you came on to tell people a little bit more about JD3 TV. What do you do? It's a real deal. I'm not speaking from a place of what I've heard, but what I'm experiencing. This company, these people, to me, I call them family. And if you are an artist and you're talented and you're in the right space, because I know that Mr. Dentley has limitation as to what content he would allow on his network. So if you get the green light from the team, from the president, from the CEO of the company to have your show on, you'll be in great hands. And for me, I'm a different type of an artist. I've said no to opportunities. I've said no to movies. I've said no to many things that, some people are like, what would you say no, to things? But I've kind of found my place where I can be Lutza without having to change who I am, just be myself. And JD3 TV is allowing me to do that. So I am thankful to you, Mr. Dentley, for reaching out, because I literally, they say when you speak, it's a prayer. I prayed. I said, I want these people to be my family, to be my friends. And my friends are my family. So, thank you so much.
Oh, I'm so honored. I'm so honored to be here. Everybody has a story, and sometimes they don't think their story matters. And everybody's story matters, because someone's story, no matter what their situation is, they will empower, they will impact, they will bring hope to someone else. And sometimes you just have to get it out there. So I want everybody to know your story matters. And we want to get real people with real stories and set them up and show you how to go script the screen in 4 weeks and help you create a show. We'll show you how to do that, how to build your brand, and then how you can monetize that. But more importantly, how you can serve the world and really, feed the greatest human need, which is significance, that you matter. People are waiting for your story, and they can't hear it unless you tell it. We can't tell it for you. We got to put you in the platform and let you share your truth. Okay. In that, you're going to find that the blessing that you have is not just for yourself, it's for all the people that are around you that you never met.
Yes,
that is I honor so you because you're out there you're so passionate about what you do and what you speak about. And when you have that type of passion, you want to, it's like having a tiger and you got it in a little tiny cage. You got to let that tiger out and let that tiger run, and then learn from the tiger. Watch the tiger, have your way. Learn to be in harmony with that, because you got so much energy, but your belief and your passion, it just fuels you and it ignites everybody around you. So
thank you so much. Sometimes you know what you know, but when you hear it from someone who has it's almost like, are you watching? Have you been do I know you from a life before? And to hear it, I do enjoy to hear it from you, because you have seen the world, you've coached thousands and influenced millions. You're in that vein of, that's where you are, you're king. So coming from you, it's an honor. And every time I speak to you, I always say, it's always an honor. And, giving a chance to people who, Mr. Dentley, to be very honest with you, I have gotten opportunities, but I've said a lot of no's. But when you said something earlier about energy and being aligned and those things, yes, when I speak to you, that's where I feel like I'm home. You know, it aligns with what I believe in, you know, and the way you forget it, the way you take care of the people around you is so key. And I see it and I watch it and I look at the way you deal and treat me even, you know, and that I think people need to know, because sometimes when people get to a certain level in life, they think, you know, you're not like that. And to me, you know, the community needs to know that you're a voice for them to listen to. And also your wife, by the way, I wish she was on here. But she's not. I love seeing her. I can't wait for me to hang out with her. I love seeing her. So thank you so much. And one other thing that I've learned, and I've not learned, but you kind of reinforced a lot, building relationships. I'm all about that, the right ones at least. You know, when you come into the family of JD3, there's so much resources, so many people that you can connect with to do other things. As a matter of fact, I have a show that I'm doing in a little bit. I hope not to be late. And all of it happened because of JD3. So, hey, and I'm sure there's 1,000 more coming, you know, as the days go. So
tell everybody, how can they see your show? Where can they go and see your show?
Oh yeah, by the way, yes. In August, we're gonna be fully working, but as a matter of fact, right now you can see my show on JD3 TV, which is jd3tv.com. But in August, we're gonna be fully operating. But I have some shows on YouTube, which is Lutza, Lutza. Actually, go to my website and it has a link to my YouTube, which is lutza.com, lutza.com. And then at the bottom, you find all my social media. And then you can go on my Facebook. Also, I have some snippets, but what I have on JD3 TV is a little different. But it's on Lutza, LUTZA, GAYOT, and that's where you can find me. If you're completely lost, you can come back to Mr. Dr. Dentley's page, and I will I'll ask him if it's possible to tag my name, and then you guys can kind of like start following me. I'm passionate, like you said. And
it's so cool. She don't really know this, but in about a week from now, the JD3 TV app will be available for Android and Apple. But shortly after that, you'll have your own app with everything that you do in your own universe.
Wow.
And that's going to be so cool.
That is
to
so
help
amazing.
you and other entrepreneurs and other entertainers and thought leaders to be able to create your brand and become unstoppable.
Yes, you know, Mr. Dr. Dentley, you know what? There are celebrities, there are stars. He is a star, and he just goes out and finds the other stars and bring us out here on his network to make us known celebrities. Yeah, you know, that's what he's doing. That's why I suggest to anyone, if you have a talent, you have a show, you have something that's done, that you have something different, reach out to JD3 TV.com. And yeah, and if you get the green light, you'll be out here doing what you love and getting people who know how to guide you and lead you the right way. Also, that's a big plus.
Awesome.
So that's it for today. But we will come back, right? Incidentally, we have to come back and chat some more. Like Jay Alexander wants to come back because he has more he wants to talk to us about. So
yeah,
and we might be back with someone else.
Yeah, I look forward to it. It's always a treat to be engaged with your shows and the people that you know are doing some incredible things, but more importantly, they're incredible people. Stay humble, stay hungry, and those are great examples for all of us.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. Bye. Bye, Mr.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for your time. We'll talk soon, and your family, and thank you so much for the opportunity.
Bye-bye.
Bye.